And when you take a look at the Padre rotation right now, you know what? They're trying to figure it out. There's no doubt about it. Now, a guy like Pivetta is going to factor in. He'll be the number 4 guy, and whoever wins the number 5 spot, so be it. It could be Matt Waldron, it could be Randy Vasquez, it could be um, Kyle Hart, and now they're saying that they're going to lengthen out Stephen Kolek, the right-hander who pitched out of the Padre bullpen last year. And Kolek's got a good arm. And we'll see what he can bring to the table. I mean, he may not end up being a starter. He may end up being a middle reliever or a long reliever. But he certainly is a good possibility, good young arm. And I like what AJ Preller's doing. I mean, you got to get guys in here that, you can lengthen out, and you got a guy like Pivetta that's been around the block. He's not, some rookie coming up from AAA. You got a guy that knows how to pitch a little bit. And, you take a look at Pivetta along with you, Darvish, and let's hope you can stay healthy. He's getting up there in years, and guys are going to have, sore elbows or sore shoulder or, stiff neck or whatever when you pitch. We understand that. And you're hoping he can stay healthy. You hope Michael King and Cease can stay healthy. And I hopefully they don't trade those guys. I realize that the Padres have some issues with their payroll right now, but let's hope that they can get to the opening of the season and see how this thing plays out. And if it plays out the way we think, Padres are going to be in it. Now, again, I don't expect them, and I don't think anybody expects them to win the division with what the Dodgers have done right now. But you know what? Hey, win 90-plus games, get into the postseason. That's what I've been saying. I think that there are going to be 3 teams from the NL West get into the postseason. Dodgers, and I talked about that PECOTA ranking the other day. The Dodgers to make the playoff, 99.9% according to PECOTA. They had the Dodgers winning 103.8. And, we'll see if that ends up being the case. Dodgers could probably win 115 if they want, but they don't want to. They want to keep their guys healthy. But I think Arizona's going to be really good. I think Arizona's going to have a really, really nice ball club. I think they got a really balanced team. And we'll talk with my buddy Brad Sesmat before too long over in Arizona. He can tell us about Torey Lovullo's ball club. But, I'm kind of tired of people whining and crying about what the Padres don't have. Let's talk about what the Padres do have. They've got some good starting pitching. I mean, Darvish can flat out pitch. And when he pitched last year, and I know he took some time off, he had a very, very serious family matter. But when he came back, pitched well, pitched great in the playoffs. And that's the whole thing, man. You just got to get the ball club to the playoffs and let these veteran guys take care of business. Now, Cease didn't pitch well. He came back on short rest, and we know how that didn't work out very well for the Padres. Michael King pitched great. I can't speak highly enough of Michael King and what I saw. I mean, he pitched to a 2.95 ERA last year. Really, really solid. And Dylan Cease has got, as I've said before, and there's some things about Cease I don't like, but there's a lot to like about Dylan Cease. I mean, this guy's got big-time stuff. When he is on, he's as good as anybody in baseball. I don't care who you want to name. Dylan Cease has got that kind of stuff. But when things are not going well, I don't necessarily like his mound poise, his body language out on the mound. I like those pitchers. This is me. And I don't know how you look at it, but having coached a lot of pitchers, I want to look at a pitcher out on the mound. I don't want to know if he's winning or losing. I just don't want to know that. I want to, just see a guy going out about his business. And because I think when you show that you're frustrated, it gives hitters more confidence. That's what I think. But, I mean, between King and Darvish and Cease and now Pivetta, and you know what? They're going to find a 5th guy. And it probably won't be the same guy all year. And that's okay. Randy Vasquez can pitch a little bit. He got better and better as last year went on. Matt Waldron, I'm going to be honest with you. And I know Matt Waldron's numbers were ugly at the end of the year, and they sent him down to AAA. I got news for you. Padres wouldn't have been in the playoffs last year if it weren't for Matt Waldron. And you could go, ha ha, he, what are you talking about? That guy went to the post a lot last year, and he had some good outings when the Padres desperately needed it when Yu Darvish was not available. And Musgrove missed most of the year. And when Joe did come back, he pitched great. So don't underscore Matt Waldron. I'm pulling for that guy. I like his stuff. I like his delivery. I just think he has to change his repertoire up a little bit more. And if he does that, he's going to be okay. And he'll be able to help the ball club. Randy Vasquez, the young man they signed from the KBO. I don't know if he can, come back and be a great major league pitcher. They spent $1 million on him. Kyle Hart, I'm pulling for Kyle. I want all these guys to get the job done. I want to win 90 plus games. I want to get back to the playoffs. I want to go against the Dodgers. But the only thing I hear from Padre fans is what we don't have. And, the other thing, and I could go on and on about pitch. Our bullpen's good. But offense, we got an offense. We got some dudes, man. We got some dudes. A Rise, 3-time batting champ. Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth. Those guys are players. Jackson Merrill. I mean, we got some dudes, 1 through 6, pretty damn good. Now, as far as behind the plate, left field, I'm not sure. DH, don't know. But you know what? We got some guys that know how to play. We got some veterans. And they're going to be able to compete. We got one of the best offensive lineups, folks, not just in the National League, but all of baseball. And all I'm hearing is what we don't have because we did go out and sign another high-powered free agent. Well, you know what? We got plenty of those guys. Now, on the back end of this, we may pay the price for it. Down the road, with Machado's contract and Bogart's contract and Darvish's contract, we may pay the price. But right now, the window is still open. Now, the window's closing, especially if you don't have Cease and King back next year. Nick Pavetta's not a number 1. He's not a number 2. Maybe on some staff, he's a number 3, but on the Padres staff, he's a number 4. So after this year, you may have Yu Darvish, Nick Pivetta, and whoever else. Whether it's, Kyle Hart or Stephen Kolek or Randy Vasquez or Matt Waldron. But this is going to be the best opportunity I think the Padres are going to have for many years to do some damage this year because there's no guarantees about King and Cease after this year. And you know what? You start looking around the other teams in the division, the other teams in the National League. Padres are in pretty good shape. I mean, you got the Dodgers, best team in baseball. Without a doubt. I don't think we can argue that right now. They're the best team in baseball. Arizona Diamondbacks going to be awful good. New York Mets are going to be good. Braves will always be good. Okay, the National League Central, I don't know what to tell you about them. I mean, I don't know about Milwaukee or the Cubs. The Cubs still looking for a third baseman. But the Padres are going to be okay. They're going to be okay. Get through spring training healthy. Figure out your staff. Figure out your bullpen. And you're going to be in pretty good shape. So, I like the starting staff. And I'd like it a whole lot more if we had Joe Musgrove. But if Musgrove were here, you probably wouldn't sign Pivetta. And, I know Joe would love to come back this year, probably, August, September. There's no reason to come back. Get completely, fully healthy, and then come back. Okay? That's the simple fact of the matter. And, Joe's costing the ball club $20 million this year, but hey, so be it. He'll be back for the final 2 years of his contract. And he'll be 100%. Joe Musgrove pitched really well last year, considering he probably shouldn't have been pitching, in my opinion. I knew he was pitching hurt all year. Nobody said anything. Joe didn't, or his family didn't tell me. I could tell from having watched Joe pitch for many years, I knew he wasn't right. But this pitching staff's pretty damn good. This pitching staff's pretty doggone good. There's no question about it. Now, Kyle Hart, tell you a little bit about him. I mentioned he's 6'5", 200, a $1 million deal. Last season pitched in the KBO. He won the equivalent of the Cy Young Award NC Dinos. 13-3, 2.69, 182 punch outs and 157 innings. Hell of an effort. He's only pitched 11 innings in the big leagues, and he got cuffed around. It was a COVID year in 2020. They brought him up 4 games, 3 starts, 0-1, 15.55 ERA. Very, very small sample size. And, he's 32 years of age, left-hander. You got nothing to lose. And I watched some tape of this guy. I mean, he twisted right-hand hitters around in the KBO last year. And there are a lot of guys in the KBO that can swing the bat pretty well. And they usually hit off speed stuff pretty good. And they didn't hit his off-speed stuff very well. Okay, let's get to a question. Kirsten Wright, pitching staff looks better than last year. There are some arms down there. Well, there's some arms down in Peoria. As far as the farm system, I'm not so sure. They've drained that farm system pretty good. From Dylan Lesko to Robbie Snelling. They've lost some other guys in deals, but they're putting together a lot of guys down there, and kind of the old Jack McKeon theory. You throw enough of you-know-what against the wall, something's going to stick. And somebody sent me a message yesterday and said, man, Padres are really putting together a great AAA ball club this year. Well, I got news for you. They're going to be some pretty good pitchers pitching in El Paso this year, because not everybody can make this ball club. Padres are going to be okay. If the Padres don't win somewhere in the neighborhood of 88 to 90 games, I think I'm going to be a little disappointed. And again, I think they're going to probably end up in third place. Maybe they can eke out a second place finish over Arizona, but I think all 3 teams are going to the playoffs. I'm going to stay with that. Unless there's a significant injury, I'm going to stay with that. Because Arizona, they got some good pitching. Their bullpen's not bad. I think the Padres' bullpen is better. I think the everyday lineup in Arizona is good. They play in a hitter-friendly ballpark. They're going to score a lot of runs. They play well in their home stadium. Fans are starting to buy into it, even though they want a new stadium over there.